Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a tarot monthly horoscope for July 2018. And this is for you coming from Virgo. And let's see, let me shuffle my Kabbalistic tarot cards. And the first card that I've seen here will represent your first 15 days. So let's tackle your area of job for you coming from Virgo. And it's a 50-50 card at best. The problems can come from a restlessness at your place of job and not showing that you are very happy there. So it's the emotional side which is the one that is you're not happy in your job. Your capabilities are okay. And in fact, you can get some good news in your job for the first 15 days of July, which might even give you a small promotion or a little bit more money. So something good on a small scale is happening, beneficial for you. The negative side would be the restlessness, wanting to apply jobs somewhere else. I would say stay where you are would be safer for the time being. No harm trying, but you're not going to get much response. Now, if I apply this card to business, it's again the restlessness or wanting the change because you're not happy with your situation. So the first 15 days says that you may be emotionally driven and not using your common sense or your logic or your business sense. So try to use this business sense more than the emotional side of you. Otherwise, emotionally, you'll just want to go into new areas and chase for new businesses. Don't do that. You hardly have enough energy just to go along at a decent pace in business. Don't want to stretch yourself or the problems will start in your first 15 days in areas of business. So go slow. Stick to what you know, consolidate what you have, and you'll be pretty okay for the first 15 days. Your general finances are okay. There's nothing so much extravagant to spend. You don't have that. At least you have enough to keep going in your area of business or in your area of job financially. So overall, finances are quite good. Now, I'll pull the next card for your first 15 days, and this card will talk to you about romance, marriage and family for you coming from Virgo. Now, this is also not a good card for the first 15 days. It shows plenty of conflict. Even in the new romance, if you find it will all start with conflict and disagreements. And if you want to keep that romance, you'll have to bend backwards. If you don't, you'll just snap very fast. Your ongoing romance is going to have a clash of some kind. I see the signs of Mercury and the signs of Saturn here. Can be past issues brought back with the disagreement and unhappiness, or could be something to do with finances as well. So tell yourself that in these two areas that can bring conflict, try not to create the pressure. General finances are not good, and so it tells you in the last 15 days, in the first 15 days, it tells you that your area of finances are not good. And now let's talk of your romance. Your romance is finding difficulties in the first 15 days because of the clashes and because of what you say. And if I take this card to marriage, it also shows that past issues are brought up and past difficulties are shown. And you will also be a person who will just not find happiness of some kind or another. So you might as well lie low in areas of romance and marriage. And even in family, don't let your siblings or your parents interfere in the first 15 days in areas of romance, marriage and family. The next card I pull, before I talk to you about your last 15 days, I'm going to talk to you about your lucky dates for July. And this card that I pulled for you in Virgo, I would say that the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st and the 30th are going to be extremely lucky dates for you in the month of July. Whether for romance, business, whether for career, for jobs, whether for marriage, is going to be very lucky if you happen to be of these ages. And so if you are happy, if you're of these ages, you'll be luckier than the rest. And if you are not of these ages which I've just mentioned, well, tell yourself that you'll need to visit me for a 90-minute Skype session, which will cost you USD 50, but we'll talk about that later. So this is all about your lucky dates. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. And your lucky ages are If you happen to be the ages of, let me see, 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75, you're going to be one very lucky person as well. So those lucky dates are good for you. These are your lucky ages for somebody special. And if you're not of these ages, then tell yourself that, as I said, you'll have to visit me one day and have your full horoscope done. But if you're of these ages, whether it's in areas of business or job, whether it's romance or marriage, you'll definitely be able to control things better than the rest of those in Virgo. Okay. Next card I pull, I'm going to quickly talk to you about health for you in Virgo for the month of July. And the areas I worry most are the areas of your intestines. Large intestine, small intestine, something is going wrong there. You're either eating the wrong stuff or you're eating some kind of food that's not digestible. And so worry about intestinal problems. That's my major worry for you in the month of July. If I can pluck something else here for you in Virgo, I would worry about skin. There's something like eczema also that can happen. So if you have a dryness of skin, just get your good moisturizers and help yourself. Now, I'm going to talk to you for your last 15 days, firstly about job. And your last 15 days, you coming from Virgo, are really not good at all. It says in job, you cannot afford to be stubborn or show your temper, or the worst will happen. So if you don't want to lose a job, or if you don't want to be put in cold storage, definitely be the best supportive person and be showing appreciation. You need teamwork and you need help. In business, you cannot afford to be risky, you cannot afford to expand, and you definitely cannot afford to show off that you want to be leader of some kind in business. No way. This is a card which can pull you down very badly. And so on this card it says conflict arises very quickly. And so in the area of business could be conflict with the people you do business with, or among your business partners, or some way of conflict. And so you are in a situation in business where rather than moving forward, you can move backward. So consolidate, which means look after what you have rather than expand. Your general finances are weak in the last 15 days. So you don't want to go into risky ventures or invest in big car, big house or things like that. No way. I'm going to pull one more card to talk to you about your romance and marriage and family for you from Virgo and for your last 15 days. And in the area, if you find a new romance in the last 15 days, it's going to be a very troublesome one. It's going to give you a lot of headache. So do you want to dive into it? Think twice. And if you have an ongoing romance, it's going to be very disturbed. It's basically pinning you down, not giving you much freedom. And you want to escape in some ways, but you have either commitments or responsibilities to the romance and you can't get out of it. So obviously you're not a happy person in these last 15 days of July in the ongoing romance. So make up your mind what you want to do, but don't be provocative or things can get worse. If you are married, it's the same thing. This card shows you might even want to escape because situations are bad and difficult. So tell yourself in the last 15 days, it's only 15 days, so let the time pass. Disagreements are seen. You don't want to be the egoist who wants to take the lead. And if it's your marriage partner who is that way, never mind. Let him or her be that way. And tell yourself that the last thing you want to do is to be rebellious or in any way to be argumentative. So if you can do all these things, then your romance and your marriage area will be calmer and you'll be able to do better. And so that's what I have to tell you for the whole month of July. I'm already Skyping and I'm charging USD 50 for a 90-minute Skype session. And during these 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 7 or 8 years in all areas of your life. And I'll have your date of birth, I'll have your time of birth, I will look at your palms, and you will already send me emails, photos of your palms. They're very sharp that way. And we'll go through all areas of your life in those 7 or 8 years. So go to Facebook, go to Skype, send me an email, make the contact, and I'll come back to you, give you an early date if I can, and we'll get down to Skyping your next 7 or 8 years. Until then, thank you and good luck.